Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Zari and you guys are watching Finance Creating. Today's video we're going to be talking and covering cannabis investment. So we're going to be looking at what is the cannabis, what is the composition, how does it work, the sector, the legalization, the potential, the risk, everything you need to know in order for you guys to start. And so let's dive in. So first of all, let's try to define what is medical cannabis. So medical cannabis or sativa or cannabis indica plant are for medical purposes like treating disease or relieving symptoms known as a medical cannabis. So we're not talking about the investing in the one that you or if you ever try experiment cannabis or weed. We're not talking about that sort of weed. We're talking about it for medical purposes. So you are investing in a pharmaceutical company that is leveraging and using the key component of the cannabis, right? Just for you guys to know. So people have mixed opinions about the use. People have mixed opinion about the use of marijuana as medicine. So you also need to understand there's two key components when it comes to weed or cannabis. We have the THC and CBD. So THC is known as tetrahydrocannabinol, is a psychotic compound, which is basically the compound that make people a bit high, fuzzy, you know, like on the moon, whatever you guys feel whenever you guys smoke weed. And then you have the CBD, which is the full name is cannabidiol, which has no psychoactive compound but has a compound of marijuana. It's basically the main compound that help you with symptoms of multiple diseases. This is the main ingredient people or the cannabis industry is actually extracting and try to sell or repackage it for different purposes. And then we have the legal marijuana industry potential. So based on Grandview research, they say by 2027, the legal marijuana market will reach $73 billion, which is an insane amount. We're talking about an 18% growth of this sector. Now the CBD product is very variable. So the CBD product, the potential for the product is to reach $20 billion in sale by 2024. And just 2019, the sale were around $1.9 billion, which means by 2024, we're looking at a 49% annual growth just for the sale of CBD product. If you're gonna be looking at investing in cannabis medical, you need to obviously understand what are the different product or form. So you have something called sublingual tincture, which is basically it's an oil extract of cannabis. Basically, this is one way of obviously marketing and selling CBD product. Then you have CBD edible. So basically, people are creating different food with CBD or extract of cannabis, for example. And then you have vape concentrator. So basically, people are able to use electronic vaporizer to inhale the CBD product. And you have CBD topical, which is basically come in gels, cream, and spray to treat aches and pain. So basically, that's also another way for you guys to understand. And then you have also capsule and pills. Those products are used to treat digestive problem and seizure. All right. So if you want to learn more about the sector of the cannabis, there's actually a way for you guys to break it down. This is actually very simple breakdown. So you have growing the medical or the weed. Then you have the processing. So basically collecting and removing the part you can actually use and then the part you cannot use. And then you have shipping it or selling to a retail store that have the proper license. And then you have the lab testing for testing different variable of cannabis. And then you have obviously the delivery. So obviously delivering from the processing farm to the retail store. And then we have the hemp/CBD. So this is basically how this sector is split. And I think right now most of the money is going more toward the retail shop or maybe even delivery and hemp and CBD. So remember, we did say by 2024 the CBD sector will be worth $20 billion. So if you want to look at the different industry drivers, you can obviously look at legalization. Again, New York 4 days ago literally just legalized cannabis, and obviously you have the whole effect that now banks are not seeing as a crime a company or an entity that is dealing with cannabis. The bank can still offer them services. Before, if you are dealing with cannabis, then the bank might not feel so safe and comfortable in servicing you, and you might be considered as a high risk. And obviously you have looking at investing in cannabis stocks. So you have the ability to invest in cannabis stocks. So you have like the major one. So we have here Tilray, Corbus Pharmaceutical, Cara Therapeutic, Zynerba Pharmaceutical. Again, before you decide to invest in any cannabis or medical cannabis stock, also you need to do a bit more research, understand what was the return, what is the fluctuation, is it not all-time high, is it all-time low, how do the company invest their money. So this is obviously something you guys need to do. Obviously you can invest via cannabis stock, and then you obviously have recreational marijuana stock. So basically it's for pleasure, you know. Maybe this is something, if you ever travel to Amsterdam, this is something that you probably realize that most of the marijuana are for recreational purposes in Amsterdam. So if you're looking to invest in marijuana, you can obviously invest in stock. So in this case, eToro has created basket of the top leading cannabis stock for you guys. So you don't even need to do a lot of research. You can just click on this link and basically gonna have a nice breakdown. You know what, let's open it now. You're gonna have a nice breakdown of all the cannabis stock here, and from here you can actually do a little bit more research. Here you have 16 leading pharmaceutical that are related to medical marijuana. So this is option number one. Option number two is to literally to go to if you have the money, if you are considered to be an accredited investor, to invest in more like a startup that are related to cannabis. It might be related to processing, to delivery, to lab testing, or growing. This is also an option for you guys. So we have here multiple platforms that give you the ability to find those startups that are related to cannabis, and after you do your due diligence, you can obviously decide to invest if you wish to. Now, for those that are not so comfortable handpicking their own cannabis stocks, so eToro has created something called a cover portfolio, which basically group all the leading companies that are related in this specific case for cannabis, and basically manages fund on your behalf. Again, and this is something you need to obviously do a little bit more research. Here you can see that in 2021 it generated 67%, in 2020 it lost 5%, in 2019 it lost 1%, 2018 it lost 30%, 2017 generated 83%. Again, this sector is very, very volatile. And again, there is now more and more momentum in this sector, and it seems that with time it might become more stable. Again, this is probably one of the most riskiest sector to invest in. Again, if you have a high risk tolerance, great, this is for you. If you're not, if this is your first time, you don't like so much risk, this is probably not for you guys. So I wanted to give you guys an idea what are the return. Now, so for 2020, it generated this sector, or this fund, generated a loss of -5%, and only in 2 months in 2021 generated 67%. Now, if you want to look at the year between 2017 and 2020, we're looking at a 11.5% average return per year. Now, this is for you guys to have a little bit more understanding on what does this sector do. You obviously, I'm going to leave you all information in the description below for you guys to read and do a little bit more investigation. Again, this is just for you guys to have a little bit more helpful information for you guys to look at where to start. Again, you also need to do a little bit more research when it comes to your money. Again, I'm just here to present you the data. Your job is to read more and then decide what's best for you guys. Until next time, bye bye.